Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel today. Today we're back with a brand new video, the first upload in about a month, and I do apologise, I have been very busy. But hopefully, now that the new FIFA season is coming along, videos should start coming back up. Now, today's video, obviously the Premier League season has started with 3 games into the season. Let's have a quick run through of how the table looks so far. Alright, so here is the Premier League table as it stands at the moment. I'll put a screenshot in so you guys can see this as well. So at the top we have Liverpool, 3 games in, obviously 3 wins, perfect record for Liverpool. Then we have City, and then we have Arsenal, Leicester, Manchester United, Burnley, Spurs down there as well. And then obviously at the bottom we've got Newcastle, Southampton, Watford. So today's video obviously is about Manchester United. Obviously the win, the draw and the loss. 6 goals for, 3 goals against. Not the best start to the season. And I've got a lot to say. So obviously we had the transfer window. Brought in some decent players. Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire. Now obviously Wan-Bissaka a must. We lost our right back. We needed a new one in. So obviously maybe it was a bit of an overpay, 50 million, but I feel he was worth for that. And the same with Harry Maguire. Yes, we overpaid because he's English and he's in the Premier League, and people know we need a half-decent centre-half. Daniel James as well, a young prospect, but hopefully in 4 or 5 years' time when he's in his prime or in his top form, will definitely be at the top of his game. Now, obviously, starting Manchester United versus Chelsea. A game, 4-0 victory for Manchester United. Not really an accurate representation of the game though, was it? 4-0, it was obviously, what was it, 2 goals, was it 2 or 1 goals from Rashford? I can't remember now. Let me just have a look. Match day 1, here we go. Yeah, so Rashford with 2 goals, Martial with 1 goal, and then what's his face? Daniel James with another. Now, the game itself was very. I don't think it was an accurate representation of what actually happened. You know, the game was definitely not a 4-0 game. We didn't blow Chelsea out of the park. You can look at the stats. We were down in possession. Chelsea had more shots on target, more shots, more possession, more passes, better pass accuracy. I'd say Chelsea, for most parts of the game, are in control of the game. The only way we managed to win that one there was with a counter-attack. And that's something that I'm going to move on to the other 2 games. You know, the draw against Wolves and the loss to Crystal Palace. First of all, we tend to go into these games with just one game plan. Our game plan seems to be the counter-attack, and we've used the counter-attack, we beat Chelsea with it. But when you have games like Wolves and like Crystal Palace aren't going to come and stroll into Old Trafford and attack the game. And especially if they know the way we're lining up every fucking game, counter-attack with Jesse Lingard, Daniel James, Rashford and Martial. Yes, plenty of buckets of pace on the pitch, but if we can't get the ball to them, we can't counter-attack. Of course, Crystal Palace are going to throw every man behind the ball, because they know we're gonna try and counter-attack and we're not going to be able to. And we're going to struggle to make plays in the middle of the park because we don't have the quality. I still say it, and I'll say it every fucking week. The quality in the midfield is not going to pick apart a mid-table team. Yes, we're going to get the counter-attacks and we'll be able to score scores that way, but I don't think we have the quality in the team to push up and have a team goal. You know, you think of... You know, you've got a man there, Paul Pogba. I mean, let's just look at the lineup for the previous game. Match day 3, Manchester United, Crystal Palace. So we line up the last game here. Obviously, De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw, Pogba, McTominay, then James, Lingard, Rashford and Martial. Now, yes, that probably is, at the moment, our strongest lineup. But for me, I think we have a huge problem. That problem being there's no creativity. Jesse Lingard is not known for picking up pass. Daniel James, again, not really great at that. Rashford, again, not really great at that. The only man there that can pick out a pass is Paul Pogba. For me, I wouldn't have Pogba down, playing next to McTominay in the deep midfield. I'd take Lingard out. Fuck off, Lingard. You know, I'm afraid we have to get ruthless with this squad now, because we've been going years and years and years trying to find this squad. And it's not like Jesse Lingard's a man that's just come into the squad from a foreign team. He's been playing in the Premier League for 5 or 6 years. If you haven't adapted to play the Manchester United way, and yeah, he was all known for his dancing and his dance and his celebrations and his dancing with England and Manchester United when he run wild with Arsenal. That's the last relevant thing he did. And yes, he was injured, I understand that. But it's all about, you know, with Manchester United now, you know, we were at the top of our game, you know, not so long ago. And unfortunately for us, we had a very strong squad and the world's best manager. There's no argument about it. Sir Alex Ferguson is the world, or was the world's best manager at the time, and is, you know, statistically still the best manager on paper now, even though he isn't managing. But he is the world's best manager to football as of this date. And he left the squad with a lot of ageing players. You know, we lost Ferdinand, we lost Vidic, we lost Evra, we lost Rooney, we lost Scholes, Giggs. You know, we lost Ronaldo a few years ago, we lost Berbatov, Nani, you know, we lost all these players, and we've never really built on it. You know, looking at this squad here, how many of these players were in this squad when David Moyes took over the team? De Gea, and that's it. Oh, Ashley Young, Mata, he bought him in January, and that's it. Pretty much no one else who started that game either on the bench or in the team those 5-6 years ago was in the same squad that was taken over by David Moyes. And David Moyes didn't work. Okay, I think the transition from Sir Alex Ferguson to David Moyes, you know, being from the best team in the world, winning the league, giving it to David Moyes, the Everton manager, wasn't a good decision for me. But, you know, we have tried many a manager in this squad, and whatever it is, something just isn't working. We tried Louis van Gaal, an established manager, won the FA Cup. Apart from that, it didn't work. We tried Jose Mourinho. We give him 2.5 years. Again, it doesn't work. He gets the boot. How long are we going to give our manager of this? Because for me, tactically, against Crystal Palace, we didn't line up correctly. You're not going to play against a team at home on the counter-attack like Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are not going to go away from home against Manchester United and try to win the game. They're going to try put many men behind the ball. They're going to use the pace as a Zaha or Schlupp or anyone else, and they're going to try and break you down. Okay, they haven't got the best footballers. We all know that they're not the best technical footballers, but as long as they can play a pass together, they'll probably get it through our midfield. For me, Scott McTominay has a great work ethic, but for me, not good enough for this team. And Herrera, again, I'll say it all the time, was a fucking massive loss. He was one of the best performing midfielders this club had since post Sir Alex Ferguson. Not only did we get rid of him, he went on a free transfer, joined the best team in France, and we didn't even think about replacing him. The only time we talked about a replacement midfielder was when we were thinking, oh fuck, Pogba's gone. He's going to leave. And I don't blame him if he leaves in January, or even if he leaves before that, because, you know, we're not playing him in the right position. If you're not going to play a player in the right position, then I'm sorry, but he's got to go. You know, cash him in. Let's get someone else that the manager wants to play there. Because for me, Pogba's not a CDM. We're playing him like a CDM. McTominay, yeah, he's like a CDM. But Pogba is fantastic going forward. We've seen he can score goals, he can assist goals. And for me, Lingard would come out, Pogba would go up there, and I'd play Matic there. Or I'd play, I don't know, Fred there, or fuck knows who else. You know, someone else, Pereira, for example. And people say, oh, we can't play Matic, he's not going to fit in with the counter-attack, he's not quick enough. When we're playing against a team like Crystal Palace, at home, we're not going to be able to counter-attack. We don't have a plan B that we can change to anymore. We're just playing with our plan A. Our plan A is to counter-attack, and that's the only way he's playing. When he first came into this squad, our manager, when he first came in, Solskjaer, he was on cloud nine. You know, we were playing fantastically, knocked PSG out of their Champions League, gave it a good go against Barcelona as well. And ever since we got knocked out of the Champions League, it's just been a steady decline. Tactically, he has not been good enough. The tactics were not right against... Well, the tactics were right against Wolves in the first half. But when it came to the second half, they brought Adama Traore on the right-hand side. He just attacked Luke Shaw with the pace. He just went down the line, pace, and exploited down our wing. Because essentially we're playing two strikers. As, you know, we got Martial and Rashford. Both want to be number 10. You know, they want to be down the middle. Playing as centre forward. And we're not utilising that. You know, we're playing one centre forward. So you've either got to be Rashford starts up front, or Martial on the wing, or Rashford starts on the wing, Martial on the front, or one of them's got to go. For me, personally, if Martial doesn't have a good season this year, yeah, he's been in the team now for what? This will be his 6th season? When was he brought in? Was he brought in the 2nd or 1st year of Van Gaal? I can't remember, but he's been in the league for, you know, over 5 years. And he hasn't turned up. You know, he just has not done anything. Yes, he scored 50 goals for the club, but if he's now getting into the first team, and he's not providing, you know, 15 at least 15 goals, then for me, he's got to go. You know, it's time to stop holding on to this dead wood in his fucking team. We've got money, and we're bringing in players like Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire. Eventually, they're going to get pissed off because they're playing with plebs like Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay, he needs someone to learn from, and we don't have another defensive midfielder to let him learn from. Which is, you know, it's sad. You know, the fact that a team like Crystal Palace came to Manchester United and showed us up like no end. The penalty situation. We've got, well, the manager comes out, Pogba and Rashford are my penalty takers. No, again, tactically, not good enough. Absolute disgrace. You have a penalty taker. If that penalty taker is going to be Rashford, it's going to be Rashford. If it's going to be Pogba, it's going to be Pogba. Different if Rashford isn't on the pitch, then Pogba can take it. But for me, you need someone to say, look, I'm going to step up and take the penalty. It shouldn't be between the players. It should be, this is our penalty taker. He's going to take it. If he isn't on the pitch, you can take it. If neither on the pitch, sure, delegate it between yourselves. But for me, it has to be one penalty taker. Another thing that we lack in this squad is a leader. Not one of these players on this pitch has any leadership qualities. No one in the back line is going to shout at our back four. Because our back four is still fucking tragic. Luke Shaw again. Another player. If he doesn't step up this season, I'm sorry. But if he's not prepared to sit on the bench, you've got to go. Goodbye. Get rid of him. He's plagued with injuries. If he's struggling with fitness, you know, we want the best players at Manchester United if we're going to get up to that next level. Because right now, we're not challenging for the top four. The way we're playing, if we're playing every game with plan A, every game we're going to go to teams, we're going to play at home, we're going to play plan A. Sure, we might get results against the top 6, but if we're not getting results against the fucking shit teams in the league, then we're going to be fucking last. We're going to be down in mid-table, plebbing around, and we're going to keep this manager. You know, if this is our long-term manager, and the board are thinking, you know, right, this is our 5-10 year plan, then give the man what he wants. And I'm sorry, but if Pogba isn't in his game plan, goodbye. If, you know, he seems to love Lingard, but for me, if Lingard doesn't turn up this season, goodbye. Martial doesn't turn up this season, goodbye. Who else? Matic, I'd get rid of him. Luke Shaw, goodbye. Ashley Young, goodbye. Juan Mata, if we're not going to play him, goodbye. You know, what? I just don't understand. You know, we have no plan B. You know, think of the amount of players we've brought into our club since Sir Alex Ferguson left, and the manager hasn't managed them properly. Di Maria, gone. Lukaku, gone. Who else? Memphis Depay, gone. Hernandez, gone. Who else? Johnny Evans, gone. Raphael, gone. Herrera, gone. You know, this whole contract situation, how the fuck did we let Herrera's contract run to nothing and let him go for free? It seriously blows my mind how we let Herrera go for free. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. We're in such a bad position right now. You know, that losing to Crystal Palace at home for any top 6 club is a horrendous result, and fans are going to start getting angry, and they're going to jump on the back of the manager once again. The manager wants this young, youthful lineup, but unfortunately, you can't. You're playing at Manchester United. You're not at Crystal Palace. You're not at Everton. You're not at a mid-table team. You're at a team that is supposed to be challenging for top 4 and trophies. We can't go out with an inexperienced lineup with all these youth players and take another 5 seasons building, because we've had 5 seasons building and we're starting to get pissed off. What is happening? If we're going for the young approach, that's fine, but we need some seniority in the team. Someone who's going to grab that team by the neck, someone who's going to look at Lindelof and look at Maguire and Wan-Bissaka and going to go, wake the fuck up, you donkeys. Because Victor Lindelof against Crystal Palace was absolutely shocking. Luke Shaw again, absolutely shocking. McTominay, again, I love the guy, but again, I don't think he's good enough to be playing in a Manchester United shirt at the moment. Maybe he could have benefited from going out on loan for a while, but unfortunately, that's the way it works, and we're in big trouble. We're in very big trouble, and I'm not too sure how we're going to bounce back. Obviously, the next game, Southampton away from home this weekend. I'm hoping we're going to get a win. I'm hoping we're going to win, because if we don't get a win and we get another draw or another loss, then things are going to start looking bad. Right now, it's kind of it's not acceptable. I'm not happy with it. But at least we're still there in the top 4. You know, at least the guys, I mean, we're already 5 points behind Liverpool. How are we going to get those 5 points back from Liverpool? Now, of course, I mean, looking at Liverpool and Man City, I mean, we all know the league is going to be Manchester City or Liverpool. Any other of the games are irrelevant this season. It's 3rd and 4th place that we're chasing. Can we beat Arsenal? I'd say we could do with their defence. It's going to be Arsenal, Man United and Chelsea, I believe, that'll be fighting. Maybe just Arsenal, Manchester United fighting for 4th spot. Throw Chelsea in there as well. I don't think any of the... Maybe Leicester will be fighting for... They could easily do that up there. But again, as far as league predictions go, I think Manchester United will probably finish 5th. I think we'll probably be in Europa League again. Interesting to see what the manager does. If the manager has a tragic season, do we let him go? For me, if the manager, we show no good signs in the cup competition and anything like that, then for me, I give him another year. If not, then he can go. We've taken on a massive risk employing a manager of that age and that experience. It's a big risk, but hopefully we turn it around at the weekend. I don't want to be Mr. Negative, but we need a plan B, and we haven't got one at the moment. And hopefully, we can't just continue to play counter-attacking football because we're going to be too obvious. But yeah, little Manchester United rant for you all. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the season so far in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.